So I guess this game answered the question of whether or not the Panthers can still win even without Matthew Tkachuk, which is not good news for the other 30 teams. What's up, everybody? T and Fanatic here. Hope you all are having a fantastic day, and welcome to another post-game reaction. In this one, I am continuing my coverage of the Nashville Predators and their, what do we call them this season? I've said this season has been a dumpster fire. It has been like a horror movie. I've said all kinds of stuff about this season. And now we got to talk about this. Another loss. Not just another loss, but a big blowout loss. Predators lose to the Panthers 4-1 on 90s nights. So if we're using that as our basis here, if I could describe this game in terms of like the 90s theme, I'd say, you know what? Our hopes for winning this game, they were eaten by a Jurassic Park T-Rex, and then Joe Pesci put him into the trunk of his car on his way to his mom's house. Not too extreme for you? Oh, just wait and see. First period, 58 seconds in. We have a penalty. Michael McCarron, he gets a penalty for delay of game. Michael, I get he was trying to make like a play on it, but it just went out. So, going back to the Devils game for just one moment, that was a game where, you know what, for the first, I'd say, obviously, like the first period, and then a little bit of the second, I thought we played a very strong game, but, like, we just let one goal become another, and then it was just total, like, landslide. Here, 58 seconds in, we're already going on the penalty kill. Now, the penalty kill, it has been the one area of our game that has been consistently good throughout the year. I think we were like the 9th best penalty kill coming into this game right here. Well, that's going to go down because a minute 23 in, Verhaeghe, he actually gets tangled up trying to pass this puck. Barkov bails him out. He throws it to the center for Reinhart, and he actually gets Saros to bite, which in that moment, you know what? What's Saros supposed to do? Like it's just him and Reinhart there. Like, what's just supposed to do? Bennett is the trailer. He comes in and scores 1-0 Florida. Look, I knew that when facing the defending Stanley Cup champions, like, I knew that it was going to be a battle for 60 minutes. Like, when you played these Panthers right here, like, we all know that we can't give them anything. Nothing. I mean, Luke Schenn said it himself. Like, Florida, they are a hardcore checking team. But you know what? Speaking of forechecks, I do want to give praise to this team. Because the season that it's been, and when covering games like this, I think it can be very easy to look at all of the negatives and not assess any of the positives. I thought in this game, we had guys that even though, yes, we were playing Florida, even though that we were down 1-0 at like that point, we still had guys that were competing and getting hits in. I thought that Luke Schenn, he had some great hits, some great like aggressive hits, because that's what we need. And also Luke Evangelista, I want to give him his flowers right here, because at 12:32 on the clock, Luke Evangelista, he had this diving play to stop a Panthers rush. Like, that's the stuff right there. That's what I want to see everybody doing. Everyone making the most out of every single shift. So shortly after that, Jonathan Marchessault, he fires an absolute just rocket. I thought it went into the net because the goal horn went off. The goal horn went off. But then the ref said, no goal. Upon further replay, Marchessault's shot, it hit the crossbar! So after we killed off our second penalty, I thought we had some great offensive shifts. I loved our effort on that. And overall, for this period, I thought, again, besides the early goal, I thought that we did great in terms of keeping up with Florida. We were right up there with them in terms of, I think, getting shots and also just having good scoring chances. So second period, 2 minutes in, McCarron and Gadjevich, They dropped the gloves. We're fighting right off the draw, boys. Like, I love it. I love it. And Michael McCarron, he is so good at invoking that emotion and that passion into this Preds team when we need it most. I thought maybe we could turn that into a goal. However, Michael, to some, he actually lost this fight. Which, yeah, I know, like for some, that's very hard to believe because Michael McCarron, I mean, my gosh. So I guess since Michael lost that fight to some, I guess that gave the Panthers the motivation that they needed to score another goal. So 4:21, Panthers on a rush. Bodkvist and Mikula, sorry if I mispronounced those. It's been a rough one today. But I will give those gentlemen credit for setting up, sort of, with just a prime scoring opportunity. And again, prime. Sort of scores his first career goal. And you know what? This is the backbone right here. This is the bad end of the double-edged sword when it comes to having younger players out there. Because on this, I thought England was late and Barron was out of position. But I'm telling you what right now, that crap better not happen in the next game. As I'm filming this, I'm getting ready to watch the Jets game. Again, sorry that this is late. It's been frustrating for me past few days, but anyway, I'm telling you what, that better not happen again. Like, we are a better team than this. Like, we cannot let a 2-on-2 become a 2-on-0. And again, I know, it's the Panthers. I know, everyone loves them. They are great, but come on, guys. Like, we have great skaters. We gotta stand on business. Like, don't let Florida just push us around. Otherwise, if they do, crap like this is going to happen. And oh yeah, speaking of crap, right here, late in the period, Bennett, he crunches Roman Yossi up against the boards. I mean, this was a brutal hit. What are you doing, Sam? What are you thinking on that? That's a human being out there. Why? Oh my gosh, it just never ends. It never ends with us. And I was actually wanting to major for that, but we all know that the refs, they're never going to give us anything. So on that note, let's go to the third period. Thankfully, Michael McCarron. Thank you, Michael. He erases that goose egg that we had for so long. 4:30 in Sissons. Great skating by Colton here. And a good centering pass by Colton as well to set up Michael beautifully. At least that's what I hope Colton was doing. Again, like, I don't know if he was trying to, like, pass back to Michael or shoot himself. Either way, it worked. Michael scored. Yeah, but I was just, oh my gosh. I was just so ready to feel excited. And you know what? At, like, that point, I was maybe thinking that we could come back, you know, like a little Sharks repeat here. But unfortunately, 2 late goals by Forsling and Mackey, that kills our hopes. Once again, Panthers win 4-1. For us, that's rough, dude. 9 goals allowed in the last 2 games. I mean, let me just back up here. Weren't we supposed to take advantage of the break? All that time off that we had for the Four Nations face-off? Because it looks like we didn't do that. And what's even crazier is that the Panthers, they had more players than any other team compete in the Four Nations face-off, and here they are again, just right back on track. Even some of the positive stats that we had in this game can also be a double-edged sword. For example, Florida was 1 for 5 on the power play. Now, one side of that is, oh yeah, like, we killed off 5 penalties. The other side of that is we had 5 penalties. That's 10 minutes where we could have done something, man. We could have came back. We could have done anything. Oh, look at this. We had 19 shots in this game. That was 2 more than the Avs, but Florida blocked 7 of them. But boys, what have I always said? Just taking on the chin. I don't know how many more I can take. My chin's about to start to break from all this crap that we're just going on with this Preds team right here. But we have to move on. Again, as I'm filming this, I'm getting ready to watch that Jets game. I really hope that I get to talk about a win. Just anything, okay? Let Sorrow score a goal or just something. I don't care if we win by 1 or 5 or 7 million. I don't know. But I'm deprived of a win. And I'm sure this Preds team is too. So, darn it, Mike. Let's get back on track, boys. But then that is going to do it for this post-game reaction. Thank you all so much for watching. If you all enjoyed this video, Hit that subscribe button, click that bell, and you can join our Fanatic Army. And hearty salutes to all of you as always, and I hope that all of you have a fantastic day. Go Preds!